Hello and welcome. This is It's Always About Love, and I'm life coach Lee Evans. I'm here with psychotherapist Lynn Lara. Lynn has been in private practice for many years, and today she's bringing all of that experience and wisdom to help you. We are here to answer your relationship questions. It's our desire to help you and make what you learn from this podcast usable in your life right now. Do you have a situation in your life? Email it to us at always about love, the number 1 at gmail.com. Now, let's get started. I know you're there, Lynn.
I am here, Lee.
Hi.
Hi. And I want to be really honest with you. Let's see. My time, it's 25 after, and it's going to take me a half an hour to get to the doctor's office. So that gives me less than a half an hour to be on the show today.
So we'll start out with something that we have. Let's see. We'll go into our inbox, see what we got. Well, here we've got a real short one. It's, help. I can't get along with my son-in-law. What do I do? That's short. That's it.
Is that it? Okay. But I can make it short in telling the listener, hi listener, what to do about it. What you do is you treat your son-in-law because he's feeling left out and threatened by your relationship with his wife, who is your daughter. Okay? That's what it's all about. He's threatened, and possibly because your grandchildren love you so much, if they're in the picture too, what you're going to want to do is make him important to you. And that will be greatly appreciated by your daughter. So what you do is you just, when all of you are together, I'm assuming you get to be together, then you talk to him a lot. It's his son-in-law. You talk to him a lot. And you say, I really appreciate the way the kids are turning out. And I know that you have so much to do with that. And you just begin to praise him, make him very much a part of your life, look to him for advice on what you should do about this or about that. He'll love that, especially if it's about your finances or something in your life, listener. So that's what you do. You make him important. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. It'll pay off. So, Lee, what do you think? It's
kind of a touchy subject with me, too, so I was taking notes.
When aren't you taking notes? Okay, so what do you think about what I said? It's touchy for everyone who's listening, who has been estranged by one of their adult children. I promise you, it's always going to be. No, I misspoke myself. It's mostly going to be the son-in-law or the daughter-in-law who feels threatened and creates the problems in the first place. So your job, all of you with son-in-laws or daughter-in-laws, your job is to make that person feel welcome and needed.
I think I have not been very good at that in my own situation.
Okay, but do you think
I'm looking at it from another perspective with myself when I was married, and I didn't have any contact with my mother-in-law, so I didn't really have anything to gauge anything by. And but I did, in a way, feel threatened by her just by her distance, because she wasn't involved. So I guess it's a tough subject, but I agree with what you're saying. Yes, very much so.
Okay, good. You guys, So
Okay.
that's an
So my
answer
job or the
to that
listener's job
question.
is to make that person, son-in-law,
Um,
daughter-in-law, feel welcome and
mhm,
needed and
mhm,
important.
mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
important.
Right, and important, because they are important. First of all, they're your grandchildren's. This is for all of you, not just Lee, but it's for everybody goes through this who's rejected as an adult by one of their adult children. You've got to make the person who's most threatened by you. Your daughter or your son is not threatened by you. They know you. You're not rejecting them. But the person who feels rejected is the daughter-in-law or the son-in-law. And without you, they have total control. I'm not talking about you, Lee. I'm talking about all the other parents who are listening right now who've been estranged by one of their adult children. The person who feels most left out and most threatened by your position in the home, in their home, is the son-in-law or the daughter-in-law. Your son or daughter is not threatened by being left out by you. They already know you love them, but the son or daughter-in-law has no idea whether
Okay.
whether you are going to ruin their lives or not. How's that? And so their job has got to be to get you out of there. But that's easy to take care of. So what you do also, this is another idea, have lunch with them. Maybe it's most hard if you're a woman and you've got a son-in-law that you're working with, but have lunch with them. Say, I really need to talk to you just for a little while. Could we go out for lunch? I'll pay,
Okay.
whatever. And just sit and talk with them. I don't know, and I'm not talking about Julie. I'm talking about everyone. But it's a common problem, and I don't know what you need to have lunch with them about, just to tell them how wonderful you think they are.
Wow.
But
Okay.
that's what you've got to say. Whether you mean it or not, say it. Yeah, because it's for your grandchildren. It's the only way you're going to come back into the family. If you've been estranged or rejected in your family, the only way you're going to come back, probably, come on, I say these things and then I go, no, there's always exceptions. There are babies, but probably the only way you're going to come back is with the approval of of your in-law, your son-in-law or your daughter-in-law. And that means that you've got to make them feel important.
Very good.
You just have to. So you can tell when
Well, this
Lee's
is very
taking notes
interesting
because we have
because they feel
silence.
they have a
Is there
job.
something else you want to talk
If the
about?
person like myself hasn't been doing my job, which my job was, you said, make them feel welcome, needed, and important, then if I'm not doing my job, then their job becomes to get me out. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's right. Get me the heck out of there. Or the listener the heck out of there.
To get you the heck out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean when I say that. It's true, and you can't blame them. I mean it is a difficult situation
Oh,
for them, especially if in their own families they had rejection going on with their own parents. Why would why would they yeah, why would they be happy to be having you? Let's see, in my life, because this is so true with my son-in-law, when he was 13 years old, his mom and dad drank too much. She told me that. His mother told me that. And what he did in order to punish them, back when he was 13, he's in his 50s now, back when he was 13, he decided not to call them mom and dad anymore. And
Wow.
instead, he began to call them by their first names. And he still does it to this day. And, and it's a terrible thing. I asked her, I said, what is that like for you? And she said, it's been so humiliating in front of our other relatives, in front of our friends, all these years. He hasn't called us mom and dad. He's called us by our first names. It's been horrible. Okay, so that says he has a problem with his mom and dad at feeling whatever it is he felt about that. So it made sense for him to not have to deal with a new entity, which is me, the new mother-in-law for him. It made sense that he would want me out of there. It wasn't something I liked at all. In fact, I don't think I knew it for a long time. And then I finally asked his mother, what's it like for you to have him calling you by your first name? And she was very honest about it. I appreciated and respected her for that. So my job was to do everything I could to help him feel absolutely needed and respected by me. I didn't always handle that very well. But I really do respect him and love him. And I think he's done a great job with my grandchildren. I do. I have no complaints at all about how my son and daughter-in-law, my daughter and my son-in-law are raising my grandchildren. They're wonderful parents, so no complaint there. Okay, I'm done, Lee. We did get one note from someone who listened yesterday, and they said that they were gay and that they were amazed that we would talk about the other person who had said that, the fellow, John and Jim, I think we named them, didn't we? Yeah, and so this other, I don't have his note in front of me, but he said that he's struggling with being gay. Listen, let me tell you something for all of you. Honestly, the reason that there's a struggle going on for gay people is because of Christianity, especially in our country, in the United States. And I want you guys to know something. First of all, this problem with Christians really judging harshly people who are gay and lesbian comes from the middle 1960s. And it wasn't such an issue before then. So I need to tell you something, and it's going to make all of you angry. But if you, Christians, if you look up King James, who is the man who was responsible for the first translation, it's the King James Bible. That's the first translation. It was done by Catholic monks, and King James made sure that that was something that was going to happen. And that was especially the New Testament, which was translated from Greek into Old English. So when you look at your King James version of the Bible, the first one, you'll see that it's sometimes difficult to understand because it is from Old English, and it's beautiful. And we have a new version of the King James that's made now in English that's more easily understood. But what I want you to know is that King James himself was gay, to the best of everyone's knowledge who has gone back in time and looked King James up. studied his life, he was gay. So that's painful, you guys. At some point, it's my hope that Christians will give up the hatred that they have, and they'll say, no, I hate the sinner or the sin, but not the sinner. But that's not true, and that isn't the way it feels to someone like the fellow who wrote to us. It's just a short note. He was terrified. He lives in a little town. He was terrified that he would be found out for even writing an email like that, which was what he said was, I'm amazed that that you talked openly about gay people, and it doesn't happen for me because I live in this little town, blah, blah, blah. And I understand that, honey. But, and he said he prays to become not gay. And the way that's being looked at today in the evangelical churches, which used to be called born-again churches, is the way that's looked at is evil spirits inside of someone. I don't think that anyone in a church, in an evangelical church, has any luck, we're not talking about luck, has any success when they try to pray the gay away, is what it said. What a sad thing to do. People are born the way they are. And, just want you guys, it's not going to happen. It's so enormous that anything that I would have to say to you would not change you at all. I know that's true. It's like a penchant these days. So all I can do is tell the fellow who wrote to us, I care about you. I understand absolutely what you're going through. I really believe that all of us are exactly the way we're supposed to be, and that we're here to deal with what we have to deal with. So that means working and struggling with your son-in-law or your daughter-in-law is exactly what you're supposed to be struggling with in your life. Dealing with accepting the fact that you were probably born a homosexual. Every study I have ever known says you were born the way you are, and that there's really nothing you can do to change it. Now, but there are people who live successfully without ever having a relationship that is against their religion, and you may be able to do that.
Can you hear me now?
That's up to you, honey. I just know you're going through a terrible struggle, and I want you to know that I care about you.
I am here, and I will let you go, and I will go ahead and close out.
We care so much about you. And I felt your anguish when I read your note. And I'm glad I had time to say something about it.
Oh, my goulash
I need to go.
Goulashy. It was very good.
Are you still there?
Was a gorgeous goulash. It looked beautiful.
Oh, don't tell me.
It had sliced olives all on top. Oh, they ate it. Everybody ate it.
Oh, no.
And
I've been doing all this talking
I got
and
good.
Nobody's been
I
there.
was expecting, like, excellent, fantastic. But I heard good, so that's,
You were writing, weren't you, Lee?
They ate it all gone.
Cooking? Why don't you tell everybody how your goulash went?
Mm-hmm. Well, they've got one little boy there that he can just pack and play. He looks like a football player. Yeah, he looks like a linebacker.
Did they get second helpings? All those noodles?
I put the noodles. There was still sauce left. They ate all the noodles. Because remember, I didn't cook all the noodles.
It takes days to eat that much.
Yeah,
Come on.
They ate all the noodles. Okay. I love you too.
Oh, man. Oh.
Okay. And what do you want to title our podcast before you go?
Okay, babe. Well, I can't see how The
Can I
whole
just
thing
have
of
free reign?
goulash was gone because it was a great big
Okay.
pot.
Okay.
And if you put it all in there, Lee, did you?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, I'm just going to go. I'm just amazed. I need to get the heck out of here. Lee, I love you lots. And I'll see you on Monday. Yeah. Well, Lee,
Okay.
you're on the thing. Let's see. I don't
Okay.
know.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Yeah, of course. Say something.
Okay,
Say
listeners,
something
I'm
about
still here with
God
you.
loves
So
all
write
of
to
us.
us. It's always
I'd like
about
that
love, the number
for
one,
what
at
we do. Because it's
gmail.com.
true,
We
you
will be back
guys.
Monday,
It's so
5
true.
p.m. Pacific
God
time.
loves
Remember,
all of you.
it's
And it doesn't
always
matter what
about
country
love,
you're in
and we
or what
love
name you
you.
give to your
Good
God.
night, everyone,
We
and have a
all
lovable
are loved
weekend.
by the same God. And that God loves all of us. And I'm done now. I'm going to get out of here. So love you guys. See you on Monday.